The next question comes from a lifter that we've got transitioning from a round back deadlift to a flat back deadlift. And he's moving coming up pretty soon. And he says, I'm only going to have time to train Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. How should I deal with this? I know I could train priority 1 through 3 and skip priority 4, but I feel like the deadlift training is important for my transition to flat back deadlift. So the problem with Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is just that there's 3 training days in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But that's not the end of the world. How I would handle that is basically just making those your training days. Be a bit conservative at first on that Saturday training session. Just understand that the weights are going to be a little bit lower, but that, yeah, you could still consistently train 4 days a week on a schedule that's like the one that you proposed. You can definitely do it. That third session in a row is going to be hard. You're going to be a little less motivated to get down there and really get after it. But you can do it, and it should still contribute positively to your overall progress. If it appears like it isn't, or that you're getting too much fatigue, then basically you could deal with it when it happens. So the next part of that is, let's assume that you're in a situation where you don't have time to do all 4 sessions per week. And so you're going to cut down to 3 sessions. And also, by the way, you're transitioning from a round back deadlift to a flat. You want to keep that second deadlift session in there. It's pretty easy at that point. What I would do is I would swap out the secondary squat movement and sub in the secondary deadlift movement. So you would only have 1 main squat movement per week, but you would have 2 deadlift movements, and that should theoretically help facilitate the transition. I would leave the rest of it the same. So you're only subbing out those, that 1 movement slot. You're subbing out the squat for the deadlift, and you leave everything else the same. That should work, and it's not really my first choice, but given the considerations of the context, I would say that that's probably the best way to go forward until you get to the point where you're comfortable enough in the flat back position that you say, let's spend a little bit more time and effort focusing on my squat. Also, another way that might happen is that, you get a little bit frustrated with your squat progress and you say, well, I want to spend a little bit more time squatting. So you do, either one of those is a possible scenario, really. But, I would recommend that, given that you're in the middle of that transition, spend a little bit more effort on deadlift. That makes sense.